Hello YouTube, Valkyrie D Queen here with some news that there is no One Piece chapter this week or next. It will be 2 weeks of break due to Oda being ill, but he was reported that he's also doing better, which is good. I'm glad that he's doing better and he needs rest whenever he needs rest instead of push so hard where he's getting ill. I hope he's good. Send good energy his way. So there's no One Piece chapter this week or next, but I will still be doing One Piece videos. Today's video is the Pamecia Devil Fruit, the Yomi Yomi No Mi, or the Revive Fruit, Brook's fruit. It is a Paramecia type fruit, and it enchants the user's soul to a point where they can resurrect after their first death. So Brook ate the fruit when he was still alive and still a pirate, a Rumbar pirate, roaming the seas before even Roger became king of the pirates. After his death and his entire crew death, he spent about a year his soul wandering the sea until he could find his body, which became nothing but bones. He still had his afro though, and he was able to reanimate his body and was still trapped wandering the Flooring Triangle. That was way before he even came upon Thriller Park and met Gecko Warrior, which Gecko Warrior took his shadow, snipped it right off of him, and placed it within the decaying body of Ryuma, who was from Wano, a famous samurai that was able to cut down a dragon. Brook, still wanting to get his shadow back, has tried to get his shadow back and also learned that using sea salt and placing it within the zombies' bodies, we were able to release the shadow, which is basically the zombie's soul. Another thing that the Yomi Yomi does is you get a second chance of life to live life. And they also get other soul-based abilities. The user discovers that after Brook's time skip and learning more and being with touring with some long arm tribes people and learning music and everything, he was able to learn all about his devil fruit and what other abilities he has in his second life. And one of the abilities he discovered is the existence and power of a soul. He discovers that allows him to animate his body, of course, and his body he can still feel pain, he can still get injured. His bones can be injured, but of course he always drinks milk to mend his bones. Yo-ho-ho. And he always makes funny skull jokes because he has been alone for almost 50 years. And his other power is he's able to move around without his body. So his soul can move out of his body and move around, look around, and be animated that way. He can separate independently his body and leave his body basically a lifeless husk while he's moving around as a spirit. He's also able to move through walls and anything solid. And it is impossible for him to physically reach out or grab anything. He can't grab anything, but he can look and observe and report back and know where everything is, and he can go through solid objects. The exertion of soul power can affect beings with weaker souls, such as homies. So, Big Mom's devil fruit is the soul fruit. She can take pieces of people's life energy, or the life fruit, people's life energy, and she can place it into objects, which are called homies. And Brook can be very compatible against this. He was proven that he can actually harm pieces of Big Mom's soul, and that he can also, through his music and because of his ability of the Yomi Yomi No Mi, he can actually release the souls of those homies to go back to their original owner. And he can affect them in such a way. He also has a soul energy that exerts coldness, called the chills of the underworld, that he uses with his sword. And his sword, after the time skip, was sharpened by the long arm tribe. And he can start doing this effect, causing ice pathways with his sword to freeze over certain areas. It transforms mostly into his freezing aura that can freeze. With this aura that he can freeze his surroundings, as well as turn the ground around him into ice if he needs to. So this is a good ability that he can compact. And not only that, he uses his music and the power of music with his soul abilities to basically release the homie souls back to the original person. So this is, of course, an interesting fruit. And the future, I want to see Brook so far that happens. I want to see him fight a poo that is part of the Beast Pirates. Because right now, X Drake and Zora are kind of facing them, and Queen. And what I would like to see is more of X Drake facing Queen more than anything. And Brook taking over facing Apu, and then Zoro advancing up towards the roof towards Kaido, or at least trying to fight King. That would be wonderful. And then whichever one happens that way. But I don't know how this is going to happen right now. It seems like it's set up where X-Drake is going to fight Apu, spy against spy, I guess. But I don't see, I think the real good fight for Brook here would be against Apu, because Apu uses music and sound to fight, and Brook is a musician, and he uses his music also to fight and also to inspire people. And he also uses his soul abilities along with his music abilities together in a very cohesive way to combat anything that may happen. So I'm really hoping that we can see Brook more, that he would show up against Apu. That would be wonderful, and him fighting Apu, I think that would be very good. I would think that would be a very good matchup and a very good fight, and would show the level of where Brook is at, that he is on the level of a supernova, being part of the future Pirate King crew, and advancing Zoro up to either fighting Kaido or another Calamity. Even Queen is a great way to show that too. Maybe he'll do a team up with X-Drake, and him and X-Drake will take down Queen, or I could see Chopper and X-Drake taking down Queen, Sanji actually taking down King, and Zoro advancing to the roof with Luffy to take down Kaido together. And I can really see that happening. There's so many possibilities that Oda has possible open to see these fights happening, and they're starting to pair off, because right now we also have Usopp and Nami fighting against Yultier and Page One, and that is going to be more of a highly comedic fight and more funny between the interactions between Yultier and Page One and Usopp and Nami, because I really see Usopp and Nami as more of a sibling best friend relationship, and Yultier and Page One are siblings, and they do argue and bicker like one, because they are. And Nami and Usopp bicker like that too, because Usopp is a coward. He hides behind Nami sometimes, and Nami is older than Usopp by a year, so that could be the relationship there is like two sibling fights, one that are friends that are like siblings, and one that are actually siblings fighting against each other. And most of Usopp fights are comedic, and I can really see a comedic fight with Nami, even though she's being very serious, and this is why she's running away. So I ranted and I went about Brook, and now I've gone on about Nami and Usopp. Well, I do like these videos. I may talk more about the Nami-Usopp fight when I see more of their fight against Yultier and Page One. I'm hoping Brook can come along and fight Apu. I think that would be a great matchup. It would really showcase the power of a supernova, but it also showcases the Straw Hat crew, all the Straw Hat members of the crew have to be on the same level as the Supernovas. I think the reason why because they're the future crew of the Pirate King, and Luffy's got to rise above the Supernovas of being the Pirate King in some way and form, and he has to. It's Brook and an Apu fight would be awesome. They're both sound-based fights, so it would be difficult to translate, but I would really like to see that, especially once it's animated, because you can do a lot more different things when animated to show these sound waves traveling and fighting against each other in a very good visual way. And then, of course, it frees up Zoro to move advance to fight Queen, or move into advance to up on the roof to fight Kaido. Because in the end, Kaido needs to be taken down somehow. We still have Big Mom to deal with, even though she was tossed and thrown away. For now, they still have to deal with Big Mom eventually, and it could be after the fight or in the middle, or she could show up in a very inconvenient way. So this is my thoughts on the devil fruit, the Yomi Yomi No Mi. It's a very interesting devil fruit, and of course the holder that has it, Brook, and his future fight that in the current manga. We're right now beginning the matchups and beginning the heavyweight fighting in Wano. We haven't even reached the half mark of Act 3 in Wano. We'll know when it's halfway through that arc is when they go the way, like we have with the past two acts of Wano, to know that's the halfway mark of this arc, so we have the other half to go. I would love to see more. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That will so help my channel. Let's try to at least get to 500 subscribers till the end of this year. Please do so if you would like this video and you like my content. Thank you very much, YouTube, and have a wonderful day. Bye!